Previously on Survivor. With distrust brewing in the Neela majority alliance, Akshay sought to use Angela's vote for the inevitable split.
If it ever becomes the 3-3 and Angela, be like, oh, these guys trusted me the whole time.
And although Cooper spent hours looking for the idol, it ended up in Alex Tarowski's hands.
I found the hidden immunity idol.
Having to face tribal council for the first time, individuals within the Maison 6 began to have their own agendas.
I think we've done enough to keep Nikhil safe, and Nikhil's done enough to keep him safe.
And with Shay, Nikhil, and Jess on the chopping block, Shay's disconnection from the others on the tribe ended her game. 16 are left, who will be voted out tonight.
But I just feel bad because I think she'll think that she was singled out for being a freshman, and that really wasn't the case at all. It was just singled out because we didn't talk.
If she had reached out.
It was just.
It was a 8-1 vote, just like I thought. Knew where everybody went, which was good. That's what I want to do. Correct vote for the boot. That's perfect. We all voted as an 8. That was good. It was a little bit nerve-wracking though. Watching each person go up to vote and thinking who they're gonna vote for, but not being 100% sure.
I guess I'm supposed to feel bad for Shay. I have to everybody's like, oh, I feel so bad because she's a freshman, and I'm like, no, I know plenty of freshmen who would be good Survivor players, and she hasn't reached out that much. So, sorry, Shay. Don't feel that bad.
But it went smooth. Then it was a little, you had to vote somebody out, and watching Shay walk down wasn't fun. But it was what it was.
So different.
I think we just knew her the least. Yeah. We don't have a connection with someone. It's hard to move forward.
Well said, Cam.
Shay was pretty much the clear target for that tribal, so no one was really stressing that much. It was mostly just a weird feeling to be at tribal, not really the tension of thinking that you're gonna be voted out. It was terrifying, but also not at all because we all knew the outcome.
The questions answered by everybody were pretty vague. People would just answer with subtleties, basically just saying, from what I know, this happened or that happened. And that's the way you should play it in these early rounds, especially when you have a strong alliance of 6. There's no reason to say anything that would jeopardize that in a tribal situation. So as it stands, the 6 are still very strong. We had to debate which of the 3 we wanted gone, and it sounds like Nikhil was decently close with some of the other people in the group, and that's fine, so he was kind of a unanimous favorite to keep around amongst the 3. So then the decision came down between Jess and Shay as to who to get rid of. At one point I was indifferent, but then Jess messaged me and Liz basically saying, hey, I trust you two, both being seniors and people I like. I'll vote however you want me to vote. Whatever you need, I will do. And that's for me and Liz, especially since we're close, that was music to our ears.
Mitch and I wanted to keep Jess because she has talked to us and she hasn't talked to anyone else. And so she has no loyalty to me whatsoever. It ended up just kind of going that way because we figured that Shay knows a girl on the other tribe.
I just feel like we both have really good games, physically and socially.
Definitely.
And mentally, we can do it all. We're literally actors.
Yeah, exactly. If we do a tribe swap soon, she might flip, whereas Jess might be more likely to vote with us.
What we needed to do was make sure that enough people on the tribe would be advocates for Jess in order to keep her around versus Shay. So since I'm decently close with Leia, I told Jess to reach out to Leia, basically saying the same thing she said to me, which is, hey, I could vote however you want to vote, Leia. Then hopefully Leia would then see Jess as somebody to keep around more than Shay.
Okay. I don't want to vote off Jess because I think she'll help us in more challenges than Shay.
Yeah, from a challenge perspective, yeah.
And also, I don't think Jess is playing that hard. And I think she could go along just kind of with what's needed from us,
And I think it worked because before Jess had sent that message, Leia was not at all interested in working with Jess because she thought she was an unknown and somebody she couldn't trust. But that text that Jess sent definitely reaffirmed that Leia was somebody that Jess could want to work with. And Leia flipped the switch instantly saying, hey, Jess just reached out to me. Now this is somebody I think we could work with more. So my plan of having Jess reach out and have another confidant on the team appears to have worked. So our group of 6 meeting we came to a conclusion rather easily, which was good. I didn't think it was a very tight-knit 6 all the way to the end, final 6 kind of group. I definitely think there are a lot of moving pieces within. Brittany and Matt are very close.
I would say that I'm closest to Matthew and Liz. So Matthew and I first met up the first week of the game, and we just like really, I don't know, I think we just really clicked. We're really similar. I think we're both like the 2 super fans. I mean, there could be others on the other tribe, but on our tribe, we're like the 2 super fans. We just had a lot in common. After the pizza party, that entire past week, we FaceTimed at least every other day, if not every single night.
There. We literally, so we met at Mitch's, he was having like an IM soccer game, so we met at like Mitchell Field or whatever. Like all of a sudden they turn around to me and say, leave, go.
I feel like though Nikhil's like someone we could trust though later on.
Yeah, either way, like after we meet as a 6.
He's like so nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty close with Cam and Mitch, and I'm also really close with Brittany. Like Brittany and I are like huge super fans. I didn't expect to meet anybody that was as big a fan as I am.
This one's signed.
That's a cool one.
Like this is what they sent to me. CBS sent me these 2.
But you know, Brittany's up there. She's pretty close. So we talk a lot of game. We both had this inherent trust where like I tell her everything that's happening with my game. She tells me everything that's happening with her game, and together, like we kind of are the hub of all this information, which is good.
Just from what I've heard, he does talk to Brittany probably more than he talks to me, and I mean that's fine if they just have more things in common to talk about.
I'm pretty sure they're both into each other because like I think they talk every day, and Brittany definitely has a crush on him.
We did say something interesting about being the new Rob and Amber. I said something about how I dropped a Rob quote or whatever in a confessional, and she's like, that's funny. She's like, my friends said when I came on Survivor I should try to find my boss in Rob. And I was like, how do I respond to that? So I'm like, well, I'm trying to play like boss and Rob, so maybe I need to find an Amber. And then she's like, okay, that's smooth or whatever, so.
I was like, oh my god.
The only person I really have not talked to within the 6 is Brittany, and if I'm being honest, I'm a little anxious of Brittany because I don't think she's 100% on board with me as well. And I know she's incredibly close with Matt, which is scary at this point in the game, that those 2 seem to be buddy-buddy.
So they have this little like Survivor showmance thing going on, but I don't know exactly how Matthew feels because I really don't know Matthew at all. All I know is what Brittany has said he has said to her. So I don't know. I hope they get married.
You know?
You don't like Mitch?
Well, no, it's
Wait,
not
why?
that I don't like him. I don't not like him. I just like have never talked to him,
Yeah.
so like I have no reason to trust him. He's like just building up my trust with you and just like trusting you that.
But that's how I feel about Matt, because like I don't know Matt at all.
Okay. And my relationship with Liz actually just started this past week after the 3rd challenge. Like we had always talked in our little group chat with Leia, but we had never talked individually. And I don't even know how it happened, but Liz is just really cool and I think we vibed. So we've been talking a lot since, and I really trust her.
I think Brittany's so sweet, and she's really opened up to me, and it's funny because at first she was the last person I wanted to work with, and I did not think that we were going to work together, but we actually have gotten really close, and we talk a lot, like we text each other all the time, and like.
Okay,
my sister.
so I'm afraid. Okay, so.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. It's totally fine.
Liz and I have become very wary of Leia just because we think she's playing extremely hard. I am 100% convinced that Leia has the idol. She just does. Leia's that person who gets up at 6 in the morning to go do the tent challenge in the Dayak. That's just how Leia is. She's just like wants to play, she wants to play hard. Like she wants to be in control, and so it's really hard for Liz and I to message things because we need to like play up to Leia's ego and make her think like she's in control in order to like keep her stable. So like a happy Leia is a happy Brittany and Liz.
I think right now Mitch thinks I'm his #1 ally, or like he thinks that I think that he's my #1 ally. And then Brittany, Leia, and I have this little like girls 3 alliance within this alliance of 6 with the boys. And then I think each of those guys thinks that they have like a girl that will like vote with them. I'm closest with Brittany, but then I think my second closest person is Mitch, probably because I don't really trust Leia.
I found out from Liz a few days ago more about Mitch. And I've never been a fan of Mitch because I think Mitch is playing everyone. He knows that there's this 6 alliance and has been working extremely hard to take Jess, like the GOAT, under his wing, like knowing that Jess isn't playing at all. So I get all this information from Liz. Mitch had Jess message Leia somehow to like try to incorporate Jess into our 6. I don't know Mitch's intentions. Mitch is just working with everyone.
Up to this point, everything that anybody's told me is I've pretty much told to Brittany, and vice versa. Everything anybody has told Brittany, she's told to me.
I think Mitch and I are playing somewhat similar games, and it's a move that I would have considered making, but you also have to consider the fact of, like, you tell one person, that person probably tells somebody else, so. And, you know, Mitch probably has no idea that I know that he reached out to Jess and is trying to use Jess for his game, so it's definitely something that I have to keep an eye on. Like, Mitch is in our 6, but I don't know, like, the moves he's making, he might not be in my, immediate core.
I could very well be the number 6 on that alliance, which would suck, but I don't think I'm the biggest number 1 target at the moment.
Okay, so should I read it from the first clue?
Yeah, let's hear all the clues.
Okay.
Ruining this.
That's not a corner.
Digging with Kara was ridiculous. Just completely waste of time.
But we had to do it, honestly.
I agree. I mean, because now it looks like there's no way that we actually have. Why would we waste so much time doing it?
How was it digging that hole?
Hard work.
Get it in.
Dude, if anyone saw us out here right now kayaking together, can you imagine if one of the survivors sees us?
That's pretty inexplicable.
What do we say?
We deny. Deny till we die.
The game this week has all revolved around the idol. Wednesday, I have my classes until 4, and Cooper has his classes until 4. So we both finish and we quickly get up to north as fast as possible. We get there, every single corner is already completely dug up. Like, the inside corners, the outside corners, the areas where the net is that could potentially be considered corner if you count the shadow. So I was just like, someone has the idol already. And if you saw me and Cooper's faces, like on the way back, on that bus ride back, we were so disappointed. I know Tarowski and Thal both have classes on North where they would have had time to be able to search for the idol.
We're having a lot of trouble deciding who to vote off because of this immunity idol. So it's good that we're safe, but we gotta keep getting on it.
Lavana came up with this plan. Let's just ask both Alexes point blank if they have the idol and see what they say. So I was like, okay.
Tarowski responded first. He goes, no, I don't. I think Thal has it because he has classes on North.
Thal doesn't.
Okay, then I texted Thal point blank. He responds, I think Tarowski has it because he has classes on North. So they gave the exact same reason.
I really think Tarowski or Thal has it. They both came up with the exact same idea, like same plan. They both blamed each other, which is like trying to kind of infer that they're not as close as we think they are. That might also be a plan. So I just think the Alexes have it, and if they do, then it's time It already was time, but now it's definitely time to turn on the Alexes and Kara.
So yesterday, I told Angela, like, hey, I went to the volleyball court yesterday and there were these 4 holes dug at the outside of the volleyball court. And she said, yeah, a friend of mine said that a tall kid in glasses was digging at the volleyball court.
That sounds like Cooper. So I know Cooper was looking for the idol, and Akshay has been texting me like the longest messages about how he's positive Tarowski has it, but I told him, like, I don't know, like, Cooper can have it, like, I heard he was looking for it. I was like, why are you trusting him? And he's like, you really don't trust Cooper, do you? And it's not that I don't trust Cooper, it's that I don't trust people with the idol. I told Akshay, think about the game. People don't tell their alliance about the idol if they found it. Honestly, I wouldn't tell anybody if I found the idol. So I feel like Akshay's being a little bit blind to that. I don't want to assume anybody doesn't have it, because I think anybody could.
I think Levana and Akshay are closer than Akshay and Angela. Akshay and Angela just like talk occasionally.
You think so?
If we go to tribal again, you know, the 4 of us are going to have to make a tough decision. We could do the easy thing and vote out Angela and probably get the other people on board. And then have 6 people strong going into a possible merge. Or we can make a move and we can vote out either Levana or Akshay, which I think is what me and Thal are leaning toward right now.
Like now?
I think we have options, which is a good thing.
I think the other good thing is that we have us 4, which is the majority no matter
Of
what.
course.
I mean, it just comes down to, essentially, do we trust Akshay and Levana more, or do we trust Angela more?
I feel like Angela has no one. So, like...
I think people can kind of see that I'm talking to a lot of people, but as far as the Akshay and Levana group, I don't think they know how close I am with the Alexes and Kara, and that I've kind of made a solid foursome with them. And I do think the Alexes and Kara know how close I am to Akshay and Levana, but they don't necessarily understand that we have an alliance and that I'm like set to go with that group as well. So I think both sides know that I'm sort of talking to the others, but they don't really understand that I've told the other side that I'm gonna go with them.
But if we were to flip on Akshay and Levana, I think it would make sense to get Akshay first because he has ties to like both of those 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, I've always assumed Levana to be like a really good player. She's obviously really social and really likable. I just found her to be like on top of her stuff.
This is my lunch. This is it. George, why'd you do this to me? Now I'm just gonna keep eating cookies for lunch.
But I've kind of been realizing the more I've gotten to know her that she's kind of like a space cadet. She'll look at you and hear your words, but she won't really listen to what you're saying. I don't think it's because she's like rude. I think she just either has a short attention span or like I don't know. I find it interesting.
But what is the plan?
I don't really
Would we
know
want to
that.
just try and get as
I don't-
many people on to get to vote out Levana as possible? Would that
I
be
mean,
the
that
plan?
potentially would be the plan. I don't think we really need to know the plan yet, honestly.
So I might be just paranoid, but I'm a little concerned that Angela and Cooper are meeting up before we pick them up right now. Like, she'll already be at his house.
How does she even know where
He lives. She's having some secret kind of meeting, we think, with Cooper.
Right.
And she has no reason to know where he lives, but she does.
Right. And we didn't see her ask in the chat. Like, can
Cooper,
I
is it
just
cool?
go? Right.
Right.
She was just there already.
Or she said like, should I just walk to Cooper's to make it easier?
And that, like, added with the fact that we can't find that, like, idol.
Oh, I should probably text in the chat like here for you guys, so it doesn't look like we
Fair.
the same thing.
Yeah, I thought that I could trust Cooper like
Way
on
ahead of you, Kara.
on a personal level, but I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah, I'm just not sure about them as a pair.
I don't know. That makes 4 whole people. That we need a majority if we end up going to vote again. I didn't get a chance to talk to Angela.
No.
I'm worried that I'll try again.
yeah, because Cooper's obviously thinking the same stuff.
Cooper must just have a close alliance. Sorry.
Every time! I'm gonna hold it there from now on.
He's making probably final 3.
Upside down.
He's probably making final 3 deals with everybody.
He must.
We gotta get one other person for sure.
I thought Angela would be a good one, but Cooper looks like already got to her.
You think so?
Unless he's just gotten to her on our behalf.
Why don't we just snoop outside his apartment right now and see, like, how they come down? When I say, like, here, let's see if they come down together.
Right. Don't be filming when they come in.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
For today's immunity challenge, each tribe will select one representative per round to compete in a memory competition. The object of the game is to correctly mimic the order of items you see on the table with your own personal set. Once the items are revealed to you, either competitor may yell to signal the curtain to close again, forcing both players to take a guess at the order. If no one correctly guesses the order or type of item, the round will reset. First tribe to 5 wins immunity.
There's too many things to do.
Who wants to go?
Who's going first? Survivors ready. Go.
Drop.
Already drops, going back. Just has it so quickly. See what Jess got.
No.
Well, you can go back. We'll see if we got it.
Checking.
Cooper has it. Neela gets the first point.
Sorry, guys. I was really confident. Okay.
Survivors ready. Go.
Cover.
Cooper immediately again. Runs back. Switches 2 things. Checking.
It just got kicked a little bit.
Cooper was first. He gets the point again.
Let's go, Cooper.
Neela leads 2-0. Cooper with both points.
Good job. Hey, that's okay.
Next up, Leia versus Cooper.
It's all up here.
All right, round 3. Cooper's up again versus Leia for Maison. Survivors ready. Go.
Cover.
Cooper does it first. Running back. Quick to the draw, but does he have it this time? Doing it from the opposite position. Leia's second.
That last thing is awkward.
Leia gets the point for Maison.
What do you want from me, man?
Oh my
Come
god.
on.
Look at her face. We're in the middle of something right now.
All right, next round, first to 5. Neela leads 2-1. Survivors ready. Go. Leia first. Cooper on the quick draw. Leia gets back for the first time. Cooper has time. What's he gonna do? Second point for Maison. Leia gets the point.
Keep it rolling, Leia. Let's go.
All right. Score is 2-2. Survivors ready. Go. Leia goes first. Cooper taking his time, thinking. There's one additional item this time. Both taking their time. Leia gets back first. Neither gets the point. We gotta reset. Let's go back. All right, reset again. Survivors ready. Go.
Cover.
Cooper again. Covers again. Does he have it? Cooper wins the point. Neela up 3-2.
Want me to keep going?
All right, Neela leads 3-2. First to 5. Survivors ready. Go. Cooper again. Covers first. Cooper continues to do it backwards. Cooper has it, wins the 4th point for Neela. One more and Neela takes it home. Neela leads 4-2. It's Leia versus Cooper again. Survivors ready. Go. Leia runs back first. Covered. Cooper taking his time. Nothing new. Doing it backwards again. Leia has it. Wins a 3rd point for Maison. Score is 4-3.
Great job, Leia!
Angela had to go because we're taking a long time. Leia versus Cooper again. Neela leads 4-3. Survivors ready. Go!
Close.
Throw stuff away. Cooper threw stuff away too. People front back. Leia's there first. Cooper wins the point. Neela wins immunity. Safe from tribal council.
Give us your best shot.
Suck it, Maison. That was me. Tarowski.
Hi, Georgia's dad. Bye.
Stressed out, but happy it's over.
So, Cooper, man of the hour.
Cooper, yeah.
During the challenge, I wasn't necessarily thinking about coming off as a threat or anything because just kind of during the moment, I was more focused on we need to win this challenge. There's probably going to be a tribe swap at 14. And so we need to have 7-7 numbers and not 8-6.
So before the challenge, before we came to the challenge, Angela was at my place before Fall picked us up. We essentially just had like a brief, like 5-minute conversation that I just wanted to like solidify in case we won this challenge.
I mean, in case we lost.
I mean, mostly honestly in case we won that we were like a unified 7 going
Is this
forward.
Buckle, not Buckle?
The conversation was like, hey, like, obviously.
Hit her. She's on the other team.
Obviously, it was like
do
Sarah
not
and Jonathan
condone
the first 2 votes. So like we like obviously liked you and kept you and like want to go forward as a unified 7 if like something were to happen, like a merge or a tribe swap. So that was essentially the conversation.
Cooper.
Alright,
gracias.
Dude.
Well done.
You.
Thank you so much.
Seriously,
Great.
so good.
I did what I could. I didn't even think I would be that good, honestly.
You were amazing.
You were amazing.
A couple
at
of those
it.
were definitely just straight luck.
High five.
Like I yelled covered or she did, and I like guessed on like 2 of them, and I was like, I don't know how that just happened.
Wow.
Jesus.
Well, you looked good while you did it.
I use a fan of it, you know. Thank you.
See you later.
Alright,
Low-key hitting on Coop.
Leia and I were hanging out with some other people at her place after the challenge.
This challenge, bullshit. Not that you won fair and square. First of all, I should have volunteered right away. Second of all, we went 3-3. We went 3-3. We won an even amount. You did not beat me.
Team challenges should be team challenges, not individual challenges. My team is smarter, bigger, faster, better than the other team, and we would have won the challenge if it was a team challenge. So they don't have anything on us.
One of my first concerns that I brought up to her was that I was super concerned that I'd come off as a threat.
And we just turned ourselves into huge fucking targets.
That is true. That's what I'm most worried about coming out of that
People,
challenge.
okay, so during the challenge, me and Cooper are smack talking each other. I walk up to him and I'm like, so Cooper, what's your strategy? His response, you need to go faster. like, and then I looked over at my team, and Cam actually mentioned it. He's like, wow, Cooper seems like an asshole. He was really talking back to you.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously Leia and I know each other well enough that didn't, like, to her that didn't come off as anything weird. It was just, like, normal, oh, Cooper wants to beat me. But, like, from people that don't know that we know each other, like...
Me and Cooper's level of sharing information has definitely increased since the beginning of the game. We are in a group of friends, so we hang out a lot. It's really hard not to talk about Survivor, and we probably say more than we should to each other. Cooper doesn't know I'm lying to him about the idol. I don't think he knows. He might suspect, but I don't think Cooper can really know for sure. So he might suspect, he doesn't know. I just think it's, like, I didn't want to tell him about that. But other than that, I've been entirely truthful with him, and it seems like he's being truthful with me too.
We both are super, super competitive. So we both, if we feel like our tribe is completely incapable of doing something, we're both going to go out there and do it because we want to win. And so, I mean, having talked to her, I feel like that's how we feel about our tribes. Like, we feel like everybody else on our tribe is just completely incapable of doing anything intelligent. So, yeah. Like, I genuinely think I'm the smartest person on my tribe, and so that challenge, like, a memory challenge, obviously, like, I was going to go do that. So, I kind of broke the whole, like, not going to be a threat and challenges thing with that, but hopefully I can downplay that, and if I'm in a good position, throw a couple challenges even. So, trying to get that target off my back, but yeah.
Yeah, like, do we believe him?
I really can't. I just feel.
I can't tell.
He's
I can't
a good
tell.
liar.
I actually cannot tell.
I think he's a really good liar.
I think he's just a really good liar.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah, I think that the Angela story he just told us was completely thought of ahead of time. He said it as soon as we got in the car.
Yeah, I think that was really well
He
thought
knew
out.
that we would be thinking about it, and he wanted to clear the air immediately.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And he did a very convincing job.
I think we need to work on Angela.
I think we need to work on Angela too.
Just make her feel as comfortable as possible.
Not a bad plan.
She is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think she just fell in with the wrong.
Totally. Definitely.
Ended up on the wrong side of things. Like,
She did a nice job of getting herself out of that hole.
Should I just drop you both off at Kara's?
I mean, he lives like one street next to.
I live on this street.
This one right here?
Yeah, if you make a left.
Okay.
You live on.
Catherine Street.
No, you have to get
wait,
one more.
Oh, sorry. I'm out. Good one. Look at this little one.
When they come right off, that means that they're completely right.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, no. It should not all come off like that. Definitely need...
When it comes off right away like that, that means it's right.
Right. By the way, meeting with Angela later today to discuss bringing her into our alliance.
Right. What are you going to tell her?
I think we're going to try and make her feel like she and I have a particular one-on-one relationship, and that we're bringing you and Kara in because of what Cooper told her about targeting us, and that's the only thing we can do to protect ourselves.
But this was a meetup that I was planning for a while and very happy to see come together, where I could finally bring Angela together with Tarowski and Kara as well.
Cooper is definitely playing everyone and trying to play all sides because he made a group of four-person group chat with me, him, Alex, and Kara. And he was, and he was basically, and he's been saying that is like his majority for within the 6-person alliance. And I think, like, at least I was just like, oh, okay, like, I'm just sort of going along with this.
It seemed to go over really well. Information got traded back and forth.
And at one point I asked him, like, so you have like a 3-person alliance with Akshay and Levana, right? And he like sort of brushed off the question. Like, obviously he does. It's just so clear. And so Cooper is...
he's just like the mastermind.
He's the mastermind for sure.
He texted me before the challenge and said, why don't you come over like a little bit before and we can talk.
Yeah.
And he didn't even record it. He's like, we don't really need to record this, like it's just for us. I'm like, okay. And he was like, he basically told me like, I just want to make sure you're all good with everything Akshay's been saying, like telling me that like that's the real thing.
Wow.
But like, I was like, yeah, totally, like we're gonna be like, the way it's seeming to me is like Akshay is like the spokesperson to me for their group of 3.
Okay.
I'm not in like a group chat with the 4 of them. Did I tell you? Yeah, I told you that one day how like my friend saw
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure.
I have, yeah. I'm pretty certain Cooper has the idol, by the way. And there's some more evidence pointing towards that I'll tell you in a second.
Really?
But yeah, tell me. Or
Actually, I'm convinced that it's Tarowski.
Really?
And I kept telling him, I don't think it is. Like, you
might be.
if you want, he sent me like the longest text message. I didn't really follow. This was a while ago too.
I just don't know if I can trust Akshay because he keeps telling me that him and Cooper and Lavana, who seem like a type 3, are gonna work with me. But I'm not included in any of their little group chats, and like even like him telling me how Lavana asked Tarowski about the idol, like they've been communicating without me. So I don't know if I can really trust Akshay, but he doesn't need to know that yet.
But Akshay,
Like, I barely talk to those people, and like to Akshay and Lavana, and like we've just been in like this almost like pseudo 6-person alliance to the point where I don't even. It doesn't seem like it's real at all.
Right.
But they don't talk to me ever. Yeah.
But like, who do you trust? Like Tarowski and Carol?
I trust them more than
you.
I trust you too. I feel like you've like proven your trust to me very much. You've been totally open. I really appreciate that. And you've also helped me see the light in that the other 3 of them are not trustworthy. Kara and Alex have like voted correctly and don't seem to be doing anything too schemy, so I trust them more than the other 3. But I don't know. How do you feel about Alex and Kara? Have you talked to them?
I like don't know them that well. Should I start talking to them?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, how do you feel? Ideally, like, if we had to go to tribal council again, what would you want to
If
have?
we go to tribal council again, I want to vote with you. And I want to get Cooper.
Cooper?
Like, I don't want him to
That'd be a
the
fun
other
move. I would love to see that. My worry is that, like, even though I feel like I'm done with those 3, and they apparently are completely working against me, we've never voted against each other, and so if it were to come to a swap or something like that, like, ideally we could still maybe work together.
Right, I was gonna say, if the tribe swap happens, like, at the next challenge, then we need to completely reevaluate.
Yeah, we need to, like, maybe just stick to the 7 at that point. And
Until
see
we
what-
have the numbers to start making them.
Right. I trust you more than anyone. Yeah, I'm doing it based on just like why, if I have reasons to trust people, and you've given me plenty of reasons to trust you. So I want to work with you, and I think that we can get Kara and Alex on our side, especially if we tell them what Cooper told you.
Yeah.
I really didn't think I was gonna like talking to the other 3. I didn't think I was gonna work with the Alexes just because I thought they were so tight, but I really like talking with them, and I feel like they're loyal people. And also I feel like the way the alliances were made in the beginning was totally arbitrary. We didn't know each other, we didn't know anything about each other, so I feel like people are starting to feel each other out a little bit more now, trying to figure out who they can trust. So I just want to be with a group that I can trust. So I'm gonna see how next week goes and talk to everyone, see how I feel.
The vibe is not happy. I think everybody was feeling like, we're a cohesive group. Somebody has to get voted off.
All right. It was a valiant effort.
It was a valiant effort.
That's a tough challenge.
That being said, the 6 of us are really strong, and I thought what was probably going through our 6 minds is, okay, well, now we just have an easier number to pick off, and we'll keep progressing as a team.
If there's a silver lining all this, Cooper won, 5 challenges? Talk about putting a major target on your back. Like, he just jumped up on the list. If I'm ever on a tribe with any Neelas, he is.
All of a sudden, like, we're even with the other team, and I was just kind of angry. I was angry not because Cooper won, but because like I said, I didn't think it was a team challenge. I think our team is better, and we deserve to be in a power position. I really do think that. But yeah, we lost. It happens. Game mode right afterwards. It was disappointing, but game goes on.
Do you think it's gonna put a target on
Yeah,
your back?
because I was
really don't think...
when I was playing that, I was like, I better win this now, otherwise, chop and block.
I think honestly, everyone was really impressed, and I don't think that you have to worry.
All right.
But I do.
I appreciate you saying that. I personally like I feel like close to you, and so I hope that is,
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I trust you. I guess I don't have a choice not to trust you.
I was hoping, since it's still only the 2nd vote, I don't want to do anything crazy. I didn't want to try to shake things up and vote out someone in my majority alliance because I just think it's too early for that to try to make some big move that's not necessarily necessary, especially going into if there might be a tribe swap, I think that I want to stay as loyal as I can so that I don't shake things up and cause a lot of drama right before, you know, I'm about to switch tribes and I need as much loyalty as I can have.
I mean, I don't think anyone has an attachment to Jess to a point where they like step in and save her.
Well, and Cam was talking about how busy he was this week. Brittany's talking about how busy she is this week. I feel like people don't have time to like
Make
scheme
big moves,
intensely. Yeah, and also it doesn't make sense for us to break up because the other tribe is so tight and we're gonna have a tribe swap soon. So we need to keep like our alliance together.
I agree.
Between the two, Nikhil and Jess, my first thought was Jess had reached out to me, Nikhil hadn't, so I'd love to keep Jess around.
Just so happens, luckily, that Brittany, Cam, and I start turning right out of the track and go the same direction to where we parked. We get to Cam's. Cam gets to his car. I'm like, hey, should we just hop in your car real quick and talk? And he's like, okay. Brittany's like, okay, sure. So, and then we just kind of started to mention like this next vote is going to be really, really hard, which is what I mentioned before the challenge that, you know, I knew this vote was going to be hard if we lost because we're going to have to decide between Jess and Nikhil. And if what Brittany has been telling me like the entire past week is true, Mitch has got some kind of side alliance with Jess, and so he's probably going to campaign really hard to keep Jess.
It makes sense. Like if Mitch is, you know, a smart strategic player.
I think he's just trying to be nice with everybody.
Yeah.
Which is like a good move on his part, but it's like it's gonna come a time where he has to pick like who to like get rid of.
Brittany's voicing her suspicions to Cam. In my opinion, she was coming on a little bit strong, you know, with all these suspicions and stuff like that, because I could tell that Cam felt a little like shocked. He was definitely surprised. This was not stuff that he had heard before. I kind of dropped some hints to him, but you know, I hadn't laid out all the details and stuff like that because I didn't want to incriminate Brittany.
It's gonna be a tough one because, like I said though to Mitch, though, it's gonna be interesting to see if Nikhil is as good with me as I think he is. Then he'll reach out to me soon, and we'll be like, hey, do you want to meet again? But if he's not tight with me, then he'll reach out to Liz and be like, hey, who should I vote for? Because if he does reach out to me, that'll make me want to keep him.
I still feel like he feels really solid with Brittany and I because he knows he's got to keep us around because, you know, we've given him a good amount of information now. We know we can trust him. He feels like we're the people that are going to keep him in the loop because he kind of felt out of the loop a little bit.
Me and Leia are obviously very close. I think out of everybody in this game, I am closest with Leia, and I think she's closest with me as well. Everybody knows I'm decently close with Liz. People know Matt's close with Brittany. People know Leia's close with Cam. But beyond that, me and Leia really formed a solid relationship. We talk great strategy together. We think alike.
This is where all hell starts to break loose. Mitch is probably my most secure ally right now. Me and Mitch are really tight.
After you texted me, thought a lot about it, and I decided that I'm going to tell you that I have the idol. And the only reason I haven't mentioned it yet is because I texted George about it, and he wanted me to have it. He wanted me to have it, just like.
When did you?
And I forgot it, so I was gonna like ask him a few later, and like I forgot to bring it with me.
I believe you. She told me how she found it 15 minutes before I got there, so a little disappointing. But if you don't have the idol, the next best thing is to know the person who does. And especially knowing that she is an Alliance member and a close Alliance member, I was relieved and happy that she did have it. That being said, everybody suspects she has it. So it put a little target on her back. I think it was pretty easy to put together that she does have it. I mean, the fact that she was willing to go out and look for Schlissel at 6 in the morning for the scavenger hunt, but wasn't willing to go look for the idol at 10 o'clock at night, seemed shady to me. I mean, she's playing the game really hard. The fact that she wouldn't go out at 10 at night to go look for an idol, it pretty much revealed it to me, so I genuinely think that we could help each other better with that knowledge.
It might turn to bite me, but I have a feeling that my team thinks I have it, so if I don't have someone on my side who like believes that I'm 100% with them, then I was going to be in trouble. So I tell Mitch I have the idol, and he starts telling me that Liz doesn't trust me. He starts saying things like, yeah, like Liz like thinks you have the idol, like she doesn't trust you, like, and I think she's really close with Brittany. And he starts telling me these things that I haven't heard Brittany say. And I was saying, Liz says Brittany says that, like she hasn't said that to me. I was under the impression that the three girls were really close, but apparently like Brittany and Liz are super close outside of that. I don't think that Liz has turned on me. I think Liz is playing the field. I think she's smart. I have nothing against her, like she's playing a good game. Liz has honestly played a perfect game. She would be in complete control of our tribe right now, if not for one thing. The fact that Mitch tells me everything she says.
Losing the challenge again was brutal. Definitely not ideal scenario, but I felt okay because I did not have a direct impact on our loss, which I can sort of leverage that in the future. Yeah, I would say I trust Matt the most, just because he's the one I've been like talking to the most recently. But then also I've been talking to Brittany and Liz as well, and so I've been sort of reaching out on multiple different levels, but I'd say my only true alliance right now is with Matt, just because I trust him and I think he put in a good word for me with Mitch, who seems to be pulling all of the strings and making the decisions.
So I kind of, chose the half measure and was like, I'm going to give Nikhil just enough information that he needs so he can save himself, but also like it distances me a little bit. So I told him, he's saying he hasn't really heard anything, he has no clue who's going to go home this week. So I kind of like, okay, well I got a little bit more information that you're going to want to hear. So I didn't say it in specific terms, all I said was, I get the feeling that there are some interconnecting alliances, no big alliance. I didn't say Maison 6. I said, I get the feeling that there's no big alliance, which there is. But I feel like there's these small alliances, is what I'm telling Nikhil. I feel like there's these small sub-alliances, like, me to Brittany, me to Cam. Like, reach out to one-on-one, like, if you reach out to, like, Cam and to Liz, then they'll feel like you're somebody that they can trust. Because, like, I've just talked to you, like, 2 times, and I already feel like you're somebody that I can trust. So if you just reach out to them, hopefully they'll get that same feeling and they'll be like, you know what, like Nikhil's somebody we definitely don't want gone. Let's push strong to get Jess gone. I'm like, all right, like here's me trying to help. Here's me trying to coach you up, help, for your game and for my game. Right after I talked to Nikhil, like midnight, Cam sends me a text after I tell Cam that I talked to Nikhil, tell Cam and Mitch. Cam's like, hey, did you mention to Nikhil that he should reach out to me? I was like, yeah, I did mention that. Has he already reached out to you? It literally been 15 minutes after. He's like, yeah, he just reached out to me. Hopefully I can get Nikhil past this vote. And, then he'll feel indebted like, hey, thank you so much. You told me what to do. You told me who to reach out to. You got me playing this game. You saved me. That's what I want.
So midday today, this is a couple days before Tribal, I get this message from Cam, and it's in the group of 6. It says, hey guys, Nikhil must be making the rounds to ensure his name isn't on the chopping block because he texted me for the first time. We talked really quickly, and he brought up Jess as the person he'd prefer to vote out before I had the chance to, so you guys have done a good job of getting him on board. Simple message, nothing that anybody would be paranoid about, nothing that would normally raise any suspicions until I had the brilliant move of responding, thinking that this was in the 3 guys chat, not in the 6 chat. I respond, yeah, I'm talking with him tonight, and I will continue to push that point. Hopefully he feels closer with us guys than with those girls. Not the smoothest of moves on my part. Oh my god.
Mitch. So no one said anything in the group chat after that, and Brittany and Leia immediately texted me and they were like, oh my god, did you see what Mitch said? And then Mitch called me and he was like, Liz, I fucked up.
Instantly, I go on scramble mode, just calling whoever I can, whoever's gonna pick up the phone. So I talk with Leia, she's like, yeah, you got some damage control. I talk with Cam, damage control. Liz, damage control. It's not looking good. It's about the worst thing I could have did today, so.
I'm gonna try my best to save Mitch, because he just totally sent a message to the wrong chat, and we just went from totally set, in a great position.
Like, history of Survivor, we are the worst 6. Like, we are the most, like, miscombobulated, that is not a word. We are just the worst 6 to ever exist. Me and Leia and I are totally on board. Stick with the 6, be loyal, go into the swap with numbers. Like, I didn't think Leia would be playing this loyal game, but she surprisingly is. And I play fair, clean, and I like to be loyal. That may be boring, but that's how I like to play. Well, Mitch just sucks. Sorry, Mitch, but you suck. Like, Mitch the snitch, Mitch the, you know what, like, Mitch just sucks. Mitch has been playing this entire tribe, and I have been watching this. My voice sounds horrible. I have been watching this from the background for weeks now, and I can't do anything about it because all these people are completely unaware that Mitch just sucks and is playing the entire tribe. Mitch gets caught that he's talking to the whole tribe. Like, something along the lines of, let's try to get Nikhil with us so he's not as close to those girls. Those girls being Leia, Liz, and I. So Mitch is like stuck in the 1800s here, thinks that Liz, Leia, and I have an IQ of 0, we're those girls, and doesn't want Nikhil to be with us. So this just shows that he's like very close with Matthew and Cam. But no, he makes it seem to Matthew and Cam like we're just those girls and he's into them. I wanted to vote out Mitch this whole time. Mitch finally gets caught. I'm like, wow, Brittany, time to make a move, wrap up the numbers, vote out Mitch. Well, I have nobody to do that because Leia won't do it. Can't do that.
I don't feel good at the moment, if I'm being completely honest. I wouldn't even blame the 6 of them, the 5 remaining, if they said, hey guys, Mitch is a liability. If one thing was to ruin my game, poor texting would probably have been that. I am a horrible texter, notoriously bad. So I'm not surprised this happened. I'm disappointed. And I hope the group of 5 remaining will still stay loyal with me. Will still believe that I have the group's best interests at heart. And we'll see how that goes.
Liz comes in to the group chat of the girls and says, I think that Mitch just said that to benefit the 2 other guys, and it's actually the 2 other guys who are colluding against us, so we need to protect Mitch. I let her convince me. Mitch is saved. We're back in the same position. The 6 of us are meeting before Tribal Council to discuss if we want to send Nikhil or Jess home.
It's going to be, up to me and hopefully up to Brittany to convince the girls that, we should still keep Nikhil.
The group of 6 is planning on meeting literally in 10 minutes, and here I am in a sling.
Yeah, so I do think though going into this tribal, that lack of trust has been kind of thrown out into the open.
Just a lot of shady dealings going on, a lot of information, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of trying to figure out where people are at. I think it's going to come down to, me, Brittany, and Cam trying to push a little bit to keep Nikhil. Obviously not trying to push too hard to make it come across as we're 3 are really unified and Nikhil's our sidelines. There's going to be a lot of people pushing hard. I feel like if we can get Liz on our side and Leia on our side to kind of open their eyes and say, like, hey, Mitch is definitely being shady here with his dealings with Jess, best to just take Jess off the table.
The plan is to vote out Jess, and the plan is to survive 1 more week. But I really don't know what's going to happen. Ideally, they don't turn on me and Jess goes home as planned, and then we have another week to scheme about Mitch.
Should I not get voted out if that is the case and I'm on for another week or so? I hope that I can continue to build a relationship with Mitch and Liz. They both seem really nice, they seem really genuine, and I do really like them just as people. And so I probably will try and find a time to meet up with Mitch in person because I haven't gotten to do that yet.
If we get rid of Nikhil, which is what I would like to do, even though I think it wouldn't necessarily be horrible to keep him because I do have some level of trust with him, I think, that leaves 3 guys and 4 girls. Everything's just very weird right now. There's a lot of tension.
Liz, you guys won the first 2 challenges and now you lost the next 2. How does that feel?
Well, losing 2 challenges in a row sucks. I don't really know what else to say. It sucks. Like, we were winning, which was awesome, and we thought we were just going to keep winning. I think we got a little cocky, and we thought that we were, way better than the other tribe, and then it turns out we still are, but we lost anyway, so it sucks.
Brittany, do you think there has anything to do with being complacent in that regard? Maybe you guys were too happy, or what do you think was the main reason you guys lost?
No, I don't really think it has to do with us. I think I'm not going to blame it on the challenge itself, but I think it was different types of challenges, and it was possibly a more individual thing, and they had Cooper the Trooper, and he was just good. But yeah.
Leia, talk a little bit about that. It seemed like towards the end it was you versus Cooper for a lot of it. Was there a reason that you stepped up, or do you think you just thought that you could do it?
Historically, memory challenges haven't really been my thing, which is why I didn't volunteer right away, but I don't know, I was watching the first 2 and I got most of them right after seeing it one time, so I had an idea that I could do it, and then I think it was just momentum from that point that kept me in there.
All right, Cam, there's been a lot of talk at the last tribal about how cohesive of a group you guys are and how, you have a 8-1 vote against Shay last week and how, everything's hunky-dory, but you have to vote another person out this week. What's the main reason of why someone would go?
Well, I think, as with most votes, it's just who you feel most connected to. While we genuinely do like each other as a group of 8 right now, there are certain people that you feel closer to, and it's only a matter of time before those people are, become known to the rest of the tribe. So we really do just want to keep the group strong moving forward. There has been some talk of an impending swap, so that's also in the back of our minds as to who we want to keep going down the line. But I think at the end of the day, it still does come down to the fact that we do like each other. We want to stick together as long as possible. Obviously, it's not going to happen for one of us tonight, but it should be interesting.
Nikhil, you're someone who probably hasn't been given a chance to go and compete in certain challenges based on whether it's, an individual challenge or it's something that you can't, work as a tribe together. Is that something you want to look forward to in the future to prove yourself to the tribe, or, what's the group consensus of how challenges should work?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think just because of the nature of the challenges so far, I haven't been able to really show how much of a threat I am, or not really threat, but how much I can offer to the tribe, physically and mentally, and that's just because of the challenges that have happened so far. But I'm definitely looking forward to proving my worth in the future. Yeah.
Jess, is there anyone that sticks out in the group? Has anyone talked too much?
Has anyone talked too much?
Yeah, is there anybody that has made themselves a threat? Because if you guys are all a cohesive unit, there has to be a reason to vote someone out.
I mean, personally, I don't really think so. No one is super mean or super vocal or super into it, I guess. So I think we all just are kind of on the same level as far as that goes. So I would kind of just second what Cam was saying as it's just this is the game. You just have to go off based off your relationships. So I wouldn't say anyone is a sore thought or anything. It's just who you're close to.
Mitch, it seems that the last 2 tribals, you guys have just given textbook answers to everything I've said. Do you think there's a reason for this?
I think nobody wants to stick their neck out and look dumb and say something that could cost their relationship within the group of 8. So I'm going to give you a textbook answer as well, and say that the people that stick around are probably going to be the ones that will go best moving forward, especially in a swap situation.
Last tribal, I asked who felt that they were safe. Nobody rose their hand, but then all of you voted one person off. Who feels safe this time? See, I think it's just another textbook. Oh, Liz?
I feel a little safe.
Okay, can you explain?
Because I was the person last time who said you don't want to look super overconfident and you don't want to be the person who's first tribal, oh, I'm safe, everyone likes me, but I think I don't feel I think anything could happen, as I said last time, textbook answer, but I also I feel confident enough in my relationships that I feel fairly safe.
I would second that.
I would third that.
Now we get everybody saying it. Now that someone's put their foot out there. Matthew, is there any problem with feeling, safe? Is that an okay thing?
I don't think so. I think that just shows that you trust in your allies and stuff like that, and people that'll keep you safe. And if somebody gives you your word that they're going to keep you safe, then, if you believe them, that just shows that, you're showing trust. So I'll go out and say I feel safe tonight because I trust the people that have, given me their word that said, they're voting a certain way. I trust them, and I trust that's not me tonight, so.
All right, well, I'll ask the question a second time then. Who feels safe tonight? And yet, Mitch, you say otherwise. Why is that?
Unless I have the idol and I know I'm playing it tonight, I don't feel safe ever.
So with that being said, let's get to the vote. Brittany, you're up first. All right, I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Nikhil. One vote Nikhil. Jess. One vote Nikhil, one vote Jess. Your vote. Nikhil. 2 votes Nikhil, 1 vote Jess. Nikhil. 3 votes Nikhil, 1 vote Jess. Nikhil. 4 votes Nikhil, 1 vote Jess. Fourth person voted out of Survivor Michigan Victor's Valiant. Nikhil. You can grab your torch. Nikhil, drop a smoke. Well, another group vote this week. If it continues like this, no one is going to feel safe. Grab your stuff, head out.
Next time on Survivor. Nothing is as it seems.